Okay, so let's dive into the career of one of India's most dynamic modern stars. Seriously, her story, from dreaming of a government job to becoming a pan-Indian sensation, basically rewrites the rulebook on how to become a superstar today. Back in 2023, this series, Farzi, just exploded. It wasn't just a hit, it was a full-blown phenomenon that everyone was talking about, and it absolutely shattered streaming records. And right at the heart of it was Raashii Khanna, giving this incredible performance that just clicked with audiences everywhere.
You know, this huge success with Farzi is really just the latest chapter in a career that is anything but ordinary. Her journey wasn't some master plan, and it definitely didn't follow the typical path. So, the big question is, how on earth did all this happen?
To figure that out, we've got to go all the way back to the beginning. And her story, believe it or not, doesn't start on a film set or in some acting class. Nope, it starts surrounded by books with a totally different life in mind.
I mean, just look at the difference here. It's wild. The plan on the left, that was the goal. Be an academic whiz, get an English honors degree, and become a high-ranking IAS officer. But destiny, right? It had other ideas. She ends up copywriting for ads, stumbles into an audition completely by chance, and suddenly she's on this rocket ship to movie stardom.
Her journey officially kicks off with the political thriller Madras Cafe. Now, she played John Abraham's wife, and it was a small role for sure, but the critics really noticed her, calling her appearance brief but significant. And that little spark? Well, that was all it took to light the fuse.
In fact, that brief role was so significant that it caught the eye of director Srinivasa Avasarala. He cast her in her very first leading role in a Telugu film called Oohalu Gusagusalade. And wow, did that move pay off. The film was a huge hit, and she even won a SEMA award for Best Debut. Just like that, her career in South Indian cinema was officially launched.
Okay, so she's in. But this wasn't just a one-off thing. She then went on to strategically build an absolute powerhouse of a career in the South, becoming one of its most reliable, bankable stars.
And when we say leading actress, this is exactly what we're talking about. It's not just about being a talented performer. It's about having that commercial pull, you know? Being a star who can guarantee an audience, who can open a film, and do it across different languages and regions. That is the reputation she built for herself, brick by brick. And the proof is right there in the numbers. By 2015, she was starring opposite the superstar Ravi Teja in Bengal Tiger, and the film was a massive commercial success, pulling in over 40 crores. This really solidified her as a box office force in Telugu cinema.
And it didn't stop there. Just 2 years later, she's in blockbusters like Jai Lava Kusa, which completely smashed through that prestigious 100 crore mark. At this point, she wasn't just a rising star anymore, she was a certified hitmaker.
But she wasn't content to just dominate one industry. She expanded her territory, moving into the super competitive Tamil film industry with the hit thriller Immakka Nodagal. This move proved that her appeal wasn't just limited to one language. She could cross borders within the South and still be a huge draw.
I mean, look at this chart. It perfectly sums up her incredible dominance in Tamil cinema. A string of 3 back-to-back films, all grossing over 100 crores worldwide, that's not just a lucky streak. That is a clear, undeniable trend of being a bankable star.
So, after basically conquering 2 of the biggest film industries in the South, her career comes full circle. She leverages all that star power and makes a huge comeback to the national Hindi-speaking audience. And the big gateway for this was, of course, streaming platforms. She made her digital debut in Rudra with the legendary Ajay Devgan, then hit an absolute grand slam with Farzi. And all of this leads to her return to Hindi movies in 2024, a whole decade after her first film.
See, what's so important here is that Farzi wasn't just some popular Hindi show. It was a national event. Her performance as the super-sharp RBI officer Megha Vyas made her a household name literally everywhere, completely tearing down those old walls between regional and national stardom.
But her influence goes way beyond just the movie she's in. She's also carefully built this complete public persona that adds all these other fascinating layers to her brand.
For one, she's a talented singer who's actually recorded songs for her films. She's also a certified media powerhouse, with huge publications recognizing her influence. And on top of all that, she's a philanthropist who uses her platform to launch initiatives that give back to the community.
And hey, you don't have to take my word for it. The data speaks for itself. Forbes ranks her as one of the most influential stars on Instagram. IMDb had her at #1 on their popular celebrities list when Farzi came out.
Her media presence is just consistently powerful.
So, when you look at this incredible 10-year journey, what does it all tell us? What does it really take to be a superstar in the Indian cinema landscape today?
Her path has been anything but conventional. It's a story all about adapting to whatever opportunity comes her way, mastering multiple languages and industries, and using these new platforms to create a whole new kind of stardom.
Which leaves us with this one last big thought. In today's world, where a hit show can come from any region and be watched by the entire country, is her journey the new model? You know, build a loyal fan base, conquer a regional industry, and then use the power of streaming to go national. Her career sure makes one heck of a compelling argument, doesn't it?